What is up, sports bettors? It is Matt Modi here with OddsJam coming to you to give a Sunday night football betting preview. We got the Bears versus the Packers, SNF, Sunday Night Football, here to give you some best bets and predictions. What I will say is that week one of my NFL bets went pretty well. I track everything on this Matt's NFL bets spreadsheet that you see here. I give out 4 picks for every slate for specifically for Sunday. One lock, one underdog, one game prop, one player prop. Those went 3-1, profited about 168. I give out some underdog picks. Those unfortunately went 1-2, and I give out a survivor pick as well, which hit. And then I give out a betting preview of the week as a whole, picks against the spread, went 9-7 on those. I also have a podcast. OddsJam has a podcast, Sweat the Bet. You can subscribe on any of your podcast platforms between me, Jedi Modi, and my co-host, Andrew Kim, aka the Parlay Doc. We give out 3 best bets for the NFL slate as well. Those picks went 5-1. So all in all, a very successful, NFL week 1. Hoping to keep that up in week 2. So let's preview this Sunday night game. Division rivalry between the Bears and the Packers being the home team here. The Packers, even though they came off of the drubbing against the Minnesota Vikings, are the big favorite here at minus. The best odds you can get on them are at minus 430 on FanDuel. If you're so inclined to back the Bears, you can do so at plus 390 on Circa. I did find this kind of funny that the Packers lost their week 1. They were favored at one point. They might have ended actually as underdogs as the money came in, but they've lost their week 1 game. The Bears, who were 6.5-point underdogs, won their first game, and yet the Packers are still huge favorites. If you look at the spread, you scroll down a little bit, go to the point spread, they're 10-point favorites. The Packers are 9.5 if you lock it in on FanDuel. What's cool, before I get into all of the analysis and stuff, is that if you go to oddsjam.com, you go to sports, you go to NFL, you can literally line shop every single game for completely free. So every page that I'm showing you here on this video, you can access on OddsJam for completely free, which I find pretty cool. So you can look at the money line, the point spread, all the main lines, all on one screen, all on one page. If you want to look into the alternate markets, which I will do. So anyways, if you want to talk about the point spread here, I'm normally of the school of thought that we shouldn't overreact to week 1. Week 1 is consistently the weirdest year of the entire NFL season, pretty much. If you remember last year, the Steelers beat the Bills in week 1. The Packers lost to the Saints 38-3 in week 1, then ended up being the 1 seed. The Cardinals stomped the Titans in week 1. The Cardinals did what they always do, is end the season slow. The Titans were the 1 seed. Week 1's always weird, so you try not to overreact too much from what we saw from week 1, especially when you consider the Bears game. I can't take a single thing away from that Bears game against the 49ers. For those of you who didn't watch it or didn't see the highlights, was literally played in a monsoon, absolute monsoon. You can't take away anything from that game, really. The Bears, it is impressive that they won, right? They were 6-point underdogs and they won straight up. They won 19-10. They not only did they win, they won by 2 scores, but it was just such a weird game that it just wasn't NFL football. On the Packers side, there's 2 sides of the coin. One side, everybody's saying RELAX. The Packers did this last year. They lost by 35 points, as I mentioned, to the Saints in week 1. They lost 38-3. The rest of the year, they won a ton of games. They were the 1 seed in the NFC. The other side of that coin is saying, that's cool and all. They don't have Devontae Adams anymore. This offense struggled. They scored 7 points because their receivers couldn't do anything. So you can't just say, well, the Packers did it last year, so they'll do it this year. It's not quite that easy. I fall in the middle of the coin. While I do think it's not that easy, if you check out my power rankings, I have the Packers a lot lower than what I had them last week. But I think we still need to give them more time. And I'm not ready to buy in on this Bears team yet. They went into the season with the worst ranked skill positions in all of football, with the second worst offensive line in all of football, and 1 week played in a monsoon. It doesn't change my mind. So I still think the Bears are going to be really bad. I actually already locked in the Packers spread. As you can see on the screenshot here, I locked them in at -9. The odds don't quite favor that anymore. As you can see, we can't get them at 9. I got them on PointsBet -9. PointsBet now has it at 10. But I do like the Packers at -9.5. I still do like the Packers to cover the spread here. I actually, funny enough, I took an alternate total as well on the Packers -13.5, basically winning by 2 touchdowns. I could see the Packers putting up a ton of points in this game. Christian Watson, the film gurus, say that he was open the whole game. Rodgers just never looked his way because he dropped that touchdown pass at the beginning. I think Rodgers' first or second throw of the game hit him right in the breadbasket. He dropped it. Rodgers never looked at him again. I think they'll correct that on film. I think Christian Watkins is still a good player. And I just have faith. When Aaron Rodgers plays poorly for a consistent amount of games, then I will start to worry. We're not there yet. So give me the Packers -9.5 as my official pick for this game. As you can see, every other book has this spread favoring the Packers -10. So getting it at -9.5 does represent some value. If we want to talk about the total, not a ton of value here if we view the alternate lines. So we see the main lines up here. If you scroll down, you can see the alternate lines. Most books have this total priced around 41.5, 42, 42.5. The OddsJam line prices this at 42.5. If I were to give a prediction, I would actually say the over has some value here if you can get it on PointsBet at -115, also on BetMGM at -115. The OddsJam line is pricing that at -122. So there is a little bit of value getting it at -115, but I'm more confident in the spread than I am in the total. So my official prediction is Packers -9.5. And if I had to give a pick for the over, I would take over 41.5 -115 on PointsBet or BetMGM just to get a prediction out there. And that's going to be it. So let me know what you think of the video. Make sure to click that subscribe button to follow along with the all of my picks, all of Alex's picks as the week goes on. You definitely want to get in on these NFL bets for me and as well as the podcast, but that is going to be it. So you are tailing me on this Packers bet. Let me know. Would love to hear it. Other than that, please remember to like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff, as I already mentioned. And that's it. So enjoy the game. Thanks for watching and have a good one.